Hi everyone, sorry the light's in the way. And I thought I just cancelled the video, but hopefully you're still there. Hey, Debs is there. Let me just mute my computer so that I can get started. All right, so tonight we've got the, I don't know what it's called actually. It's like a gatefold with a flap card that we're going to have a look at. Hi Heather, nice to see you here. So we'll get started with that. I'll go through the pieces to make sure that you've got the measurements in case they weren't clear, and then we'll get started with making it. All right, I'll just flip you around. Just hope I don't make you seasick. Make sure it's in the right place. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, let me just find the video so that I can keep up with what's going on. And let me just find the video any comments that are made. Oh, I need to just turn the sound off. There we go, because otherwise we're getting feedback of my voice, which is not great. Hi Sandra, thank you for joining us. Hi Rochelle. Hi, Judy and Alison. Nice to have you all here. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to make today. And it just kind of pops out like that. So that's the inside of it. And then just to pop it away, you just slide it underneath there. And it keeps it as like a little hinge so that it can, so that it doesn't fly open when you are putting it up. So it would just kind of lean. I was thinking about it actually today, and it's not really one that you'd stand up and display on you. It's a bit top heavy, so it'd lean against the wall. So it's actually quite simple, so we'll get started with it. The first thing that you will need is a piece of A5 cardstock. Let me move that out of the way. Piece of A5 cardstock, and you're going to need your trimmer. And so you're going to fold your cardstock in half, like so, and use your bone folder to get that nice center crease mark in your card. So you've got your two pieces like that. Excuse me. And then you're going to cut so that you have, you're going to put your piece of paper in, that's the front bit, right? So we're going to cut the front bit. So you're going to slide that in till the fold, so I find it easier to lift the fold up, till the fold is on the 2. All right, so 2 inches, sorry. So pop that on there, keep it in place, and we're going to cut that piece, all right? So we're going to get right across there. You're going to end up with a piece like that, and then when you pull your card out, you're going to have the top piece as half the width of the bottom piece. All right, so that's all we need our trimmer for at the moment. We will need it a little bit later to do a bit of one little score mark. So we're just going to burnish our score lines. A paper crafter's best friend is a bone folder if you haven't got one. How do you get rid of the live feed? No, A5, Judy, is half of an A4. First time counts. How do I get rid of live feed? I'm not sure. You should be able to just click on it, Debs, and watch, and it will pop a video open. It might only pop it little. And there's a button that's got 2 arrows that kind of go outwards away from each other, and that should open up the video for you to watch. Sorry, I just saw that. Okay, so let me know if that's not working, and I'll see how else I can help you with that. So Judy, this is the A4. The A5 is actually half of the length of an A4 piece. So you're going to cut your A4 in half. It's what most crafters call a C6 size card. All right, so then you're going to, you need to have 2 inches from the fold to the edge. Okay, so then you're going to have a piece of white that is going to be, let me just find my measurements here. It's a normal insert, so I think it's 5.5 by 3 5/8. If you want a smaller border around it, then it would be 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. All right, so that's going to sit there like that. We're going to decorate that in a minute. Before we get started on doing that, we're going to put our designer series paper on here. So it's just going to sit there. So you can use your adhesive of choice. So this one that I'm using today is just the reverse of this card. So that's the other side. So I thought it would be quite nice to use something a little bit brighter. So I'm going to put glue on that side. It also is not directional. So if I mess it up, it's not going to matter if it's on the right way or not. Make sure you kind of get into your corners as much as possible so that you don't so that they don't lift, but also remembering that you want to make sure that it doesn't come out through over the edge, because it gets sticky and messy then. So then you're just going to line that up. So this DSP was 2 3/4 by, no it's not, this is the 5 5/8 by 1 3/4. So sorry, I've got my piece of paper there with no papers attached to it, so I've got myself confused. All right, so the next piece is this piece here, which is our 3.5 by 4. So you'll see that when you put your card on, or your DSP on, that one side you've got quite a wide edge on that side there. So that's your 4-inch side. The length is 4 inches and the depth is 3.5. Yeah, so on that 3.5 side, so the short side, you're going to put that in so that it's against the edge of your trimmer, and you're going to put your cardstock into lined up to 3 inches. So you're going to have like 1/2 inch hanging over the edge there, and this one you're going to score. All right, so using the light, if you've got a Stampin' Up trimmer, it's the lighter color blade, and we're just going to score that like so. So you get, if you can see that, so you get that score mark there. So you end up with your paper sitting nicely matted around the edges, and then you've got this bit that's going to be folded over out of the way. And that's all we need our trimmer for. So I'm going to glue this on. Now before you glue it on, if you want to put some ribbon or some baker's twine or something on just to kind of give it a bit of interest, do that now before you glue it on. So I might just wrap a bit. The white's probably not going to stand out as much as it did on the blue. No. Let me just get my black. So I just had a piece kind of overhanging and then just wrapped it around a few times. This is totally optional. So if it's not your cup of tea to use ribbon or twine or whatever, then that's totally fine. Don't stress about that. Just kind of gives it a little bit of something different. So when I'm doing my twine, if I've got it like that, I actually want it to be pinched in the middle. So I put mine in and wrap it around a couple of times to give it a bit of a center point. And then you can just gradually pull gently and get it to where you want it. And then kind of makes it a little bit easier to tie a knot then as well. So just a double knot that will hold it in place, making sure that you keep your paper flat so that it goes onto your card nicely. Now you can, I'll just spread this out a little bit, you can use glue to put this down. I find that sometimes that's a little bit bulky and it doesn't necessarily adhere very well, so I might just use some dimensionals on mine, and pop that over. And I like to put one of my dimensionals catching some of the twine so that it doesn't move around too much. So if you're able, that's why these end ones are really good, because they're a bit longer. So that one there, and then these little scrappy bits are great for projects like this where you just need bits. Okay, right, so we're going to make sure that the flap piece is on the right hand side of your card. Okay, so if your paper is directional, you need to make sure that your flap is on the right hand side, because that's going to get tucked under on the card here. It gets tucked under the base there, so you don't have anything over the back. You can't see that. All right, so making sure that your card is up the right way, that you're putting your center that into the area before the fold. All right, and then that is ready. We're just going to pop that to the side, and then we're going to decorate our inside piece. So let me just give myself some room. I am using the stamp set Beauty of Friendship, and I'm actually just kind of going with that tree there. That tree. And just to kind of give it a little bit of something. I didn't bring another colour, so I wasn't really planning on doing the leaves on it. So I'm sure it'll work perfectly fine as it is. Now, inside my original one, you can see that I've got different shades of blue. Now, that's the same ink pad for all of the trees, but each one has been, it's what we call stamping off. So this is the original one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one really light at the bottom. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And so I'm using Misty Moonlight because that's what my cardstock is. So I like, one of the great things with Stampin' Up is the colour matching. So I'm just going to pop it in the left hand side so that it's a nice surprise when you open the card. There's a little hidden. So you're going to stamp off. You're not going to re-ink your card, your stamp. You're just going to pop it straight down, press nice and even, and then that'll get you the lighter one. And then I might just do another one here, which is lighter again. Now, if you find that you would like to do that again and you don't want the real dark one, just ink up your stamp as normal on some scratch paper or some, if you've got grid paper or just something that you're working on, stamp off there, and then that gives you another tone that you can fit into that. All right, so I was just going to leave that like that, and I think I might leave it sentimentless inside. My other one I did for a particular person, so I'm going to make this one a bit generic. So what I also did is, you'll notice, I don't know if you can see actually, there's a very light shading of blue around the edge of the card, and that I've used the blending brushes for. You could do the you could use sponges or you could use daubers. You just need to make sure that you're not using too much ink. So what I've done is tapped it onto my pad and then just get some of it off. Remember, when you're using sponges, daubers, or brayers or blending brushes, start off the page. I find the best thing to do is to work in a circular motion, and just kind of move it around. So it kind of gives it a little bit of a smoky, because we're using this color obviously, a smoky haze around the edge. And so it's just to kind of lift that. If you want to, you can go over the trees to kind of give them a bit of a shadow, and then just tap it off again and come in from the side. How far in you go is up to you. It will also depend on the color. Like Misty Moonlight is quite a dark color, but because you're brushing some of it off, you're just really wanting a little bit on your brush. Obviously, the more you go over it, the darker it's going to get. That is the same with the sponges as well and the daubers. All right. Going in circular motions gives you kind of a less rigid line, so it's a bit softer. You don't have the same, you don't get sharp edges with it. Okay, so that's still soft enough for people to write on. For writing on the inside of your card, but it just gives it a little bit of depth instead of it just being a plain white card. So once you've done stamping your insert, you're going to then get your piece of your small piece with the DSP on, and you're going to just line this up and make sure that you've got your room there. So that's kind of how your card's going to go. So what you need to do is decide how far up your card you want your flap to go. I'm kind of aiming for centerish. So on this piece of white, you're going to just, I find it easier to pop it together like that and then flip it over. Excuse me, to make sure that I get it kind of centered. And then just on this blue flap on the back of the blue, because you want it to flip over. So you're going to just put a little bit of glue. Remember not to put too much. So then you're going to fold that over like that. When you flip it over, that's on the right hand side. So you end up with like a little door on your white matting piece. Okay. I think this is quite nice because it hides the join and mechanism. It makes it a little bit more interesting rather than sticking it on the back of the base as well. So that is all we need to do there. I'm just going to spread that out a little bit. And then this needs to be put onto the base of our card here. Okay, so we're just going to glue. You could dimensional if you want to give it a bit of depth. Glue is always a good option as well because it will hold it in place and it's a bit heavier than standard. So you're just going to pop that in, slide it so that it's centered into the base of your card, and then just press it down, especially over the join there. You want to make sure that that's nice and firm. If you use a tape, double-sided tape, just make sure that you've got enough over that fold there so that when it's folded it doesn't lift like that. Okay, so then that goes like that, and then we're nearly done. So the last piece is the sentiment. I just need to, so I've got a piece of white and I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to get a stamp set that I put away. I thought I had myself organised. I've got boxes of stamps everywhere for different classes that so I'm using the Inspired Thoughts stamp set, and I'm going to use I might use the sheltering you with love when words fall short, or thinking of you on a special day. Oh, hang on. No. I'm going to do You Make a Difference Every Day, because that is just such a nice little sentiment and it will fit in my punch. So that's the sentiment that I've got there. I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to punch. Most things you would stamp and then punch. I find when it's a shape and I'm trying to line it up and center it, I find it a little bit easier to punch my shape first, and then I can kind of have a play around with my stamp, and so I know where to pop that on. Let's make sure there's no other comments or questions. Nope, everyone's all good. If you're crafting along and I'm going too fast, please let me know and I will slow down. That's not a problem. Or if you've got any questions, please yell out. All right, so I've got the my piece there. I'm going to stamp. I don't know what I was just doing. Check. Okay, so remember not to rock your stamp once you put it in. Put it down, nice firm pressure. I find it easier to make sure that I'm holding both sides of the block, so then it's less chance of it kind of going wobbly if I've got pressure on both sides. Now, what I also did is I just used my blending brush and just, obviously if you've got sponges, which I have a whole lot of them, but this has got my colour on it already, so it's a little bit softer than the sponges, depending on how much ink you have on there. And I heard quite a good tip for those ladies who find it a little bit harder is, oh, that's gone too dark now. The more vertical your sponge or your brush is, the thinner the line. The more horizontal your brush is and going over the edge of it, the wider it's going to come in. So if you want just a really thin line, keep it as close to vertical as you can get it. And then you won't have, it won't go in so deep. All right, so I'm going to put my ink pad away. Just about put my hand in that, closing it. Not clever. All right, and then I'm going to punch. I don't know if you noticed, but this is the same punch. This, and then the background is the same as well, but I've just punched two and stuck them together. So I'm going to get two of these, and I was going to cut them and then thought, actually, I don't need to cut them. I can just put them over. And so I don't need that anymore. I can get rid of the punch out of the way. So what I did is I just put these two together. I got worked out. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger than what it normally would because I wanted it to keep that flappy piece in place. So I've put glue here. Not too close to the edge because I don't want it oozing out because it will be sticky. And then I've just might put a little bit there in the middle, and then just popped my piece on. And then you just sort of, the great thing with glue is it gives you that wiggle room. So you just line it up so that you've got it even at both sides there. You can see on the back there that it's there. It just gives it a little bit more strength, and then you're going to do the same with this second one. Now you could easily do this with bigger circles. Circles you probably don't want to do it with too much because they're quite, you need quite a large one, but any of the other shapes that you wanted to, or the label ones that we've got, you could double layer them, so that's what you end up with. So it's a bit thicker and a bit firmer in the middle, and there's the oozy glue. Like I said. Alright, so I'm just going to pop that down and press it down a bit. And the key is putting the glue onto the piece that you're gluing on, because as you can see, oh, I don't know if you can see actually, as you can see it layers over, so you want to make sure that it's covering as much as possible to keep it all together in one piece. So then you bring your card in and you pop that on where you want it. So I might go a little bit higher. So you're popping that down, kind of having a look to see, because you don't want your dimensionals, which you're going to use, on too close to the edge, because otherwise it makes it too hard to open. So you want to see how far over your, I mean, if you, yeah, I don't know that I want to. I don't know if that's going to annoy me that much, but you want to put your dimensionals this bit, these two spots kind of here, which is another reason that I wanted a deeper backing on my card, because it gave me more space to, and a stronger hinge for the card. So let's make sure I put it on the right side. That one. So I'm going to put one right down there. And another one here. And I might just put, I've got a half one cut there, so I'm going to pop that in the middle just to give me, so I don't want it too far to the center, because otherwise when it's going to get stuck and the flap won't close. So then just kind of, so you can see here that when I put that on, that if I pull towards the flap, I've got about this much room. So I can slide that over and know that I'm going to have space in there for this to lift and for the flap to open. Okay, so take those off, line this back up. I don't know what's easier, up or down, higher or lower. Actually, I might go down here a bit. Okay, and like that. So that is your card. So then this is loose here. It means that you can, as you open it, you can slide it open and it's attached there, and you can then pop it in to keep it secure when it's being posted. Now then you can decorate as much as you like. I bought some of my sticky sequins over, because I thought there might be some colours in there that I could use. Don't want them to be, well, that's kind of green. What are they? Okay, let's go with some white ones and some green ones. As I said, these ones already got the adhesive on the back, which make life so good. Oh yeah, that green matches quite nicely actually. Put one over there. Pop a green one. Kind of want them to stand out really, don't you? If you put them on. Maybe there. Might actually, that looks like it might need a little bit more of a, so I'm just going to pop another little 3/4 one from the edge on there. Just right, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just popping it right down the end there just to give me a little bit more support for the hinge. Come on, there we go. So I'll just pop that down and then slide that in, and that's a bit better. Okay, so then you can decorate. You might want to put some, let's put a dimensional on, I mean a couple of sequins inside around the trees, because you're not really going to bite down there, are you? Over there. Okay, so just a couple of little sequins there, some on the front, and then you can close that. Nice. And the lovely thing, which is what I strive to do, is fit it into a standard envelope. So here's one, it's got a card in it already for my nephew, but so it fits nicely into a standard size C6 envelope. So you don't have to worry too much about postage, extra postage, making an envelope or anything like that. So yeah. Okay, let me just flip you around without making you seasick. Right, thank you. I hope that you enjoyed doing that. Thank you, Heather. It's a lovely, it's a nice easy fold really, and it's quite effective. That paper is beautiful too. That paper matches the stamp set that I used. It's called, what is it called? I had it on the page and it doesn't have the name of it. It's like Beauty of Friendship or something like that. But anyway, it's lovely. Oh, I'm glad you're looking forward to trying it, Sandra. Thank you. Yeah, so what I will do is I will post a picture of both of the cards on my page as usual, and if you would like to make a card, pop your picture underneath that picture. I'll pin it to the top of the page so that you don't have to scroll through past all the videos. And then I'm just trying to think. Sunday evening, does that work for people? 7:30. I'll do a draw of anyone who's put them there by 6 o'clock. And yes, Heidi, I know, that's what I've been looking for. This one here, they actually did stamping on all 3 panels. But I know that you ladies have got lots of DSP to use up, so I thought that would be the best way to do it. And it just creates another kind of interest and makes it a little bit more special. And then you can buy some more DSP. But, you know, just little elements of DSP make such a difference, and you don't have to feel so bad about using a whole sheet. So, you know, this card used very little, so it'd be really quick and easy for Christmas cards or having a batch of birthday cards or something like that set up ready to go that you could just put sentiments on as well. And suitable for men or women or kids. So it's a really versatile kind of one, depending on the paper that you've got. All right, so I am going to turn you around. I'm just going to flick my screen so that you don't get double me. And I have, thank you very much to all the ladies that posted a card and shared their lovely designs with us. They were all beautiful. They're amazing. I was impressed with all of them. It's so lovely seeing everyone's personality coming out in their cards. And so, oh, Heidi, I don't know, you weren't here last week. Did you realise that you won the prize last week? So I need to get in touch with you with something that you'd like as your prize. Yeah, so much DSP. I know, it's one of those things, you look in the catalogue and you're like, oh, that's so pretty. And you get it. And then there's 12 sheets of 12 by 12. And you're like, how am I going to use that all? Yeah, so Heidi, I will get in touch and we'll organise a prize. And then I owe 2 to Andrea as well. So I've got the winning wheel up with the 5 lovely ladies that made cards last week. So that, I'm just trying to get you so that you're not getting the arm of the light in there. Oh, you watched it today. So, I know. So I can't, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to with going back to school, is not so many Zoom calls. All right. Well, I'll get in touch with you after this, Heidi, and we'll have a look at some things, some options for you. All right. So tonight's wheel, Judy, Heather, Andrea, Sandra, and Alison made the double easel card, they were beautiful. Also different, which was great. And so let's see who tonight's winner is. Heather again! Yay! Congratulations, Heather. I will get in touch after I have organised Heidi and Andrea's presents or prizes. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, ladies. I know you're doing so well, Heather. It's your time. You've got so many. It's great. Yeah, so I will be in touch anyway and organise a prize for you so that you can collect it tonight. Yay! Oh, I'm glad, Rochelle, that you followed along and it was good. I can't wait to see your card. Please, please, please put anything that you create up on my page, and everyone loves to see it. it's so awesome seeing everyone's creations, especially for those of us in Auckland who are still in level 4 and can't go anywhere. So it's a nice thing. I was quite in my happy place last night I made about 3 or 4 different cards. So yeah, trying to keep myself ahead so that I've got something to share with you guys next time we meet. So I've got games night Friday night and Saturday night this week. So how about Sunday night at about 7:30-ish? Yeah, 7:30. And we will make another card and draw any prizes for the one that we've just made if anyone wants to put that up there. Okay, so just in the comments under the post where the photo of the card is, if you just add a comment and add a photo there, that's cool. I'm glad that works for you, Rochelle. That'd be awesome. So thank you so much, ladies, for coming along and watching and listening. It's nice to know that you're out there and enjoying what I'm doing. So I will find us another card for next week, for Sunday, and post all the materials on my page by Saturday night. Thank you, Alison. Thanks, Heidi. Yeah, so I'll pop that up there. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys make. Thanks, Debs. I look forward to you joining us next Sunday. I'm going to have to figure out a day that I can do this when we come out of lockdown that works with everybody. So that'll be, I think that would be a really cool thing to do, because it's really nice to just spend some time with everybody and make cards. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let everyone go. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Sorry, that light's annoying. That's not even any better. Enjoy your evening. I look forward to seeing your cards, and I will see you on Sunday night at 7:30. All right. See you. Oh, don't forget, this is posted on the page about 10 minutes after we finish, if you want to go back and have a look at any of the measurements or the process. All right. Thank you. Bye, Sandra. See you later.